halftime.
And welcome, everyone. Alongside Andy Katz, I'm John Brickley. This is the Alfa Romeo halftime report as we are at the break for UConn and Temple. And talking about this American Conference, we saw on Saturday SMU take over first place with their victory over Houston. But you're high on the team that's chasing SMU in the division.
Well, they lost at SMU, but Cincinnati has been as consistent as any team in the country. That's really their only blemish of late. They've got a phenomenal scorer in Troy Copain. Mick Cronin, their head coach, telling me that when they need a shot late, they can go to Copain. He's earned it. He's experienced. This is a team that's so undervalued, so underappreciated. I think they're going to sneak up on people in the NCAA tournament and maybe get to that second weekend. And it's something that I don't think has been discussed enough. For whatever reason, Cincinnati and to some extent SMU are not getting the love that they deserve. The tournament is in Hartford, so really that's UConn's one chance to get there. Outside of that, it's going to be two teams, Cincinnati and SMU. Now, certainly someone else could. I'm just throwing out UConn.
Mick Cronin and the Bearcats, though, the second longest home win streak now in the country at 24 in a row. We saw some very great, notable performances on Saturday. And let's start with Purdue's Caleb Swanigan, his 23rd double-double of the season, 24 points, 15 boards against Michigan State.
Well, Purdue head coach Matt Painter told me he doesn't know if there's a more valuable player to his team, and I would agree with that. I mean, he's been phenomenal. I think he could be National Player of the Year.
What'd you make of the performance by Dylan Brooks against Colorado?
Well, remember, he was injured early in the season. He's now playing the way everyone projected, and that means Oregon has a legit shot not just to win the Pac-12, but also to get to Arizona for the Final Four.
Brooks with his third straight 20-point game. Donovan Mitchell putting on a performance against Virginia Tech. How about the three-point shooting?
Well, he has been spectacular offensively of late, and that's another reason because we know Louisville can defend. If he can score like this, then the Cardinals could be a factor into April.
And you take a look at some of the other notable standouts. How about Lauri Markkanen for Arizona, his first career 2010 game versus Washington, 26 points along with 13 rebounds. And let's not forget the performance of one Frank Mason III, 23 points, including 8 assists in the Jayhawks' victory over number 4 Baylor. What about some other players who are carrying their team heading into March? Andy with more.
March is about making moments. Players shine by taking the game over. Here's how 3 do it. Let's start with Kansas freshman Josh Jackson. Jayhawks coach Bill Self said that Jackson has had one bad game, the opening loss to Indiana. He said he's easy to get the ball to, much more so than a big guy, and he can drive it downhill. He can make a play without having one designed for him, make free throws more consistently, and he'll be able to finish games even better.
Jackson again. Complete dominance.
Kentucky freshman Malik Monk can get the Wildcats 40, but he doesn't have to. Kentucky coach John Calipari said he can always get his shot off because he truly jumps 30 inches on his shot. And Cal added that Monk is at his best when the Wildcats get behind or need a big shot.
Monk off the dribble, tough shot, a 3. He scores in bunches.
Gonzaga junior guard Nigel Williams-Goss has delivered in every way since transferring from Washington. Zags coach Mark Few said that Williams-Goss can score when they need a bucket, rebound when they need a board, dish it out when they need an assist, pressure the ball when they need a stop, and make a free throw when they need a calming presence at the line. These aren't the only 3 to watch, but each one will likely be in an endgame situation when the games matter most.
So we got a number of options for players who are trending upwards. As we approach March then, Andy, who are some of the teams we should be looking out for?
Well, there's a number that I could have chosen, but I'm going to go with the Florida Gators. They've got a monster week coming up where they're going to play South Carolina on Tuesday night, and then they're at Kentucky. If Florida takes care of business this week, they could win the SEC regular season title. They've won 8 straight since that sort of stunning home loss to Vanderbilt. This is a team that's averaging over 80 points a game. Now, they only scored 57 to win their game on Saturday, but that just shows you how the Gators can win in a very different kind of ways. They're now winning or having to win without John Abunu, who was a factor for them inside. This is a Gator team trending in the right direction, and they could make a deep run, kind of the way Billy Donovan had them just a few years ago in the Final Four.
Mike White and company, 22-5 on the season, tied with Kentucky for the top spot in the SEC at 12-2. Don't forget, coming up on Big Monday, huge matchup starting in the ACC. Miami going up against a struggling Virginia team ranked 14th in the country. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, a Big 12 showdown, Texas and West Virginia. We'll send you back second half in Philadelphia, as this has been the Alfa Romeo Halftime Report.
This Halftime Report is presented by Alfa Romeo.